The hidden criticism Prince William faced. A closer look. Prince William of Wales, the heir to the British throne, has long been a subject of public interest and scrutiny. As a popular figure to the royal family, his work ethic and other activities have been open for discussion. Let us examine some of the criticisms that have been raised against Prince William. Number 1. Work ethic criticisms. Many of Prince William's critics believe that his upbringing in affluence may have affected his work ethic. Critics claim that having a sense of entitlement may result from being born into a royal family. Additionally, it might lessen the necessity of exerting the same amount of work as individuals who had to move up the career ladder. He received criticism in the early years of his marriage for not taking on a wide variety of assignments. His inability or lack of excitement to push the boundaries in his profession caused a lot of people to become upset. As a result, many people believed the young prince was a docile figurehead who wouldn't bother with mundane matters. The royal family is frequently criticized for what is thought to be a lack of transparency. Prince William isn't immune to this problem, though. Critics contend that a lack of transparency might undermine public confidence and cast doubt on his commitment to the populace. Prince William was not well represented by the disparity between the number of his social activities and those of other royal family members. Comparisons to his late grandmother, Queen Elizabeth II, or his late father, Prince Charles, can draw attention to what is seen as disparities in their degrees of devotion and participation, which can lead to more criticism. Number 2. Privacy battles. Having royal family status surely entails some privileges, but it also means giving up part of your privacy. According to Prince William's critics, he should anticipate and accept a greater degree of intrusion into his personal life as a public figure. They claim that he has obligations related to his privilege and status as a member of the royal family, including the need to be open and approachable to the general population. Prince William's desire for privacy, say his critics, conflicts with his responsibilities as a public person and a monarchy spokesman. They contend that his emphasis on preserving his family's privacy hinders the general public's capacity to connect with and truly comprehend him. Some people go so far as to say that his demand for solitude comes to appear hypocritical, given that he willingly interacts with the media when it furthers his goals or helps humanitarian organizations. His supporters dispute these assertions, pointing out the painful events that media intrusion has caused for him and his family. They contend that such terrible experiences explain his demand for solitude and point to the continuous paparazzi chase that resulted in his mother, Princess Diana, passing away too soon. They argue that it is unrealistic to expect him to subject his family and himself to intrusive media practices all the time. Number 3. Luxurious lifestyle. The royal family of Prince William has come under fire for allegedly leading a luxury lifestyle that includes pricey vacations and ostentatious spending. Critics contend that such a lifestyle runs against the idea of a contemporary and responsible monarchy, particularly in light of the UK economy. The finance of Prince William's lifestyle is one of the main issues at stake. The majority of royal family expenses are paid for by British taxpayers who fund the sovereign grant. This expenditure of taxpayer money has drawn criticism. Many claim that the money would be better spent on other urgent social and economic problems. Calls for greater transparency also aim to make sure that public funds are being used effectively and in the public's best interests. Prince William has a big obligation to uphold the standards of the monarchy as the heir apparent. His critics claim that the luxurious lifestyle he leads misrepresents him to the public. It might have an impact on the public's perception of the institution and the royal family's reputation. They advise him to take a more modest and approachable stance to relate to the worries and reality of the people he will one day represent. Number 4. Response to Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's exit. Some claim that Prince William's initial attitude to his brother and sister-in-law lacked compassion. Many anticipated him to show greater empathy and support for Harry and Meghan's difficulties, especially in light of the enormous media attention they received. The racial aspect of the event, in their opinion, was not appropriately addressed by Prince William. Many people expected that Prince William would mention Meghan Markle's media troubles more directly in his statement. They contend that Prince William's remark unwittingly led the public to believe that he and Prince Harry were developing a rift. Some people believe that his words and the statement's general tone added to the idea that the brothers' relationship was tense. Number 5. Military helicopter incident. Prince William's helicopter trip was criticized by some as an inconsiderate display of riches at a time when economic inequality is a serious problem. Even though the royal family has some luxury and privilege, employing a military helicopter for private gatherings sparked many questions. Such conduct calls into question their capacity to understand the concerns of common people. Many contend that the royal family can celebrate private events in more suitable ways without harming the public view of their opulent lifestyles. Prince William is frequently criticized for allegedly misusing military resources for his convenience. He frequently pilots military helicopters because he is a licensed pilot in the Royal Air Force. Critics counter that using one for his brother's birthday celebration was an ostentatious act of affluence. Concerns about the proper distribution of public resources are raised by the cost of such flights, which includes taxpayer-funded fuel, maintenance, and staff costs. They contend that such an act of entitlement and waste of military resources is unacceptable, particularly in light of the scrutiny of public money. Critics have legitimate worries about the disproportionate use of military resources, insensitive displays of riches, environmental effects, and opportunity costs. Prince William needs to be aware of his behaviors and the message they send to the public as a prominent figure and a potential leader. Number 6. Handling of media relations. The Leveson inquiry is where Prince William's alleged involvement in attempting to control the press began. A public investigation was launched in 2011 to look into the ethics and practices of the media. It was brought on by reports of unlawful phone hacking and unethical activity in several British journalism outlets. During his testimony, Prince William described his personal experiences with media snooping after the passing of his mother, Princess Diana. The British government tried to create an independent press regulation in response to the Leveson inquiry. It led to the Royal Charter's formation in 2013. Prince William has come under fire for his involvement in the creation of this charter and for taking part in ongoing debates about press regulation. Critics contend that such participation blurs the distinction between the monarchy and the media, potentially jeopardizing press freedom. Prince William's actions, according to critics, have had a chilling impact on the media. Consequently, there will be less investigative journalism and self-censorship. It is asserted that Prince William hinders the media's ability to hold people in authority, including the royal family, accountable by exercising influence over the press and supporting greater regulation. Transparency and open scrutiny are democratic norms that could be weakened by this. The lack of transparency around Prince William's relations with the press is a key point of criticism. There have been questions regarding his level of involvement, the nature of his influence, and whether he intends to shape public perceptions of the royal family. Without transparency, they contend, there is a danger of covert agendas and potential power abuses. Number 7. Perceived insensitivity during COVID-19. Prince William was heavily criticized for his early dismissal of worries about the COVID-19 epidemic. He reportedly made light of the epidemic in March 2020 while attending a royal event, saying, "I bet everyone's like, I have coronavirus, I'm dying, and you're like, no, you've just got a cough." Many believe that this remark minimized the seriousness of the problem and discredited the efforts of medical professionals and those infected with the virus. The public, who anticipated a more measured response from a royal member, was widely disappointed and incensed by the statement. Prince William was criticized for appearing disconnected from the pandemic's realities and remaining largely inactive during the crisis. While his father, then Prince Charles, caught the illness and his grandmother, the late Queen Elizabeth II, gave a moving speech to the nation on television. Prince William's public appearances and utterances were sporadic. Some others felt that because of his seeming lack of involvement, he was failing to use his position to uplift and support the public during this period of great uncertainty. Number 8. Alleged affair with Rose HANBURY. One significant worry raised by the purported affair was its potential influence on the royal family. The British monarchy has experienced its fair share of marital problems, and critics worry that these tales could harm the institution's standing. A striking reminder of how deeply personal issues may affect the monarchy's public image is provided by the scandal surrounding Prince Charles and Princess Diana's turbulent relationship. The alleged affair involving Prince William has raised issues of gender bias and the persistence of double standards in public discourse. If the charges were accurate, according to critics, attention would have been drawn to Prince William's conduct rather than the dynamics of his relationship with HANBURY. Critics contend that this scrutiny stems from patriarchal traditions that hold men and women equally responsible while holding women to higher standards. Number 9. Public perception of his leadership. While Prince William has participated in many charity activities, critics claim that his impact has been minimal compared to his power and wealth. Some contend that he has not adequately taken advantage of his position to bring about significant change on important global concerns. They worry that despite being linked to campaigns for mental health or climate change, real progress is not yet visible. He is urged by critics to play a more active role in advancing the cause and using his advantageous position to promote practical solutions. Prince William is expected to follow established traditions as a representative of the monarchy. However, certain critics contend that his management style is overly anchored in tradition. As a result, progress and flexibility are hampered. They promote a more futuristic strategy, arguing that he should embrace innovation and contemporary viewpoints to successfully solve current issues. Prince William's leadership, according to critics, lacks a particular vision or strategy. There is a perception that he doesn't have a comprehensive agenda, even though he has shown interest in topics like mental health and conservation. According to detractors, a strong and visionary leader should set forth specific objectives and offer direction to motivate growth. Number 10. Environmental hypocrisy. One of the most prominent criticisms directed at Prince William relates to his use of private jets, which emit significantly higher levels of greenhouse gases compared to commercial flights. Despite being an outspoken advocate for combating climate change, he has been observed using private jets on several occasions. Critics argue that this behavior undermines his environmental messaging and highlights a lack of personal accountability. Another point of contention arises from the carbon footprint associated with the extensive royal estates, including the 20,000-acre Sandringham estate and the 8,000-acre Anmar Hall. These properties, maintained by Prince William and his family, require significant resources for their upkeep, including energy consumption and land use. Critics argue that while the royal family has taken steps towards sustainability, their overall impact remains substantial, potentially overshadowing their environmental efforts. Prince William has spoken out against trophy hunting, labeling it a cruel and outdated practice. However, the Prince of Wales has faced criticism for participating in hunting activities himself. Although he claims his involvement is aimed at conservation efforts, critics argue that it sends mixed signals to the public and undermines the credibility of his anti-hunting stance.